Hello, New York. It's your girl, Queen Oceania, and we are back with the 5th episode of Conversations with Queen Oceania. In this episode, we are going to discuss the power of protests and unity. So, y'all give it up for the power of protests. So, in this episode, I'm also going to briefly talk about the history of certain individuals, and also to acknowledge that it is LGBTQ month. Yes, we have to give our flowers to while they're still here, and I salute all the brave men and women that lay down their lives for our country to be better and also to make our neighborhoods a little bit more safer. So, without further ado, let me just briefly talk to you guys about the history of LGBTQ protest marches and highlight one individual. But first, I want to give a shout out to my brother, Anthony Dulcie. Yes, he has been a warrior and was always on the ground and is not afraid to back down from a challenge. And so I'm so proud of him for that. So there's another individual that I want to basically highlight in the history of LGBTQ liberation, and that is Queen Jean. Yes, that is my sis. I love you, girl. You're basically, my inspiration, and also you're basically like mother to me. So I call you Mother Queen Jean. So love you, girl. All right, let's get into history. So the history of LGBTQ, where does it really start? Well, let's just say it was a long fight, starting from almost forever, but it really, really, really took a head during the 1960s and 70s. Also during this time was the civil rights movement. So the gay and lesbian movement got started during these times, and they were basically saying like, enough is enough, we're not going to take this. And among those was Harvey Milk. He is from California, and he was basically pretending to be straight, but it just couldn't settle right with him because he felt like that being gay nobody should be ashamed of that. Honestly, nobody should be afraid of or ashamed of who they love. I mean, love is love. So he led a couple of marches across the city and even across the country and got himself well known. And everybody was inspired by Harvey Milk. I know I am. And also there was the Stonewall Uprising, riots where people were like, enough is enough. And they weren't going to take injustices any longer. I know that's right. I wouldn't. I actually been to Stonewall, and honestly, it's really, really cool in there. You gets to see interesting articles and also, bits and pieces from when the riots took place. It's still there. It's pretty awesome. It's a monument. The people are nice. The area around it is nice. It's nice and pretty, and it's decorated. I recommend y'all go and see Stonewall in the neighborhood that is in. So now let's get into the history of protest and unity. So protesting and unity, what do you really as a matter of fact, I want to ask you guys, what is the first thing that comes to your mind when talking about protest and unification? Y'all tell me what y'all think in the comments. So the power of protest actually goes back way longer than what you guys realize. As a matter of fact, that is actually how we came together as a country to fight against the British during the American Revolution. First, it started off as protests, and then unfortunately grew into a bloody conflict where now it started to, the War of Independence. And, we really, let's just say it was a long fight, And so that proved that, with the power of protest and unity, we can really get stuff done, you guys. So I encourage all of you guys to keep marching, make speeches and go out there, don't be afraid to chase your dream and stand up for what you believe is right. And wait for it, we also realized how civil rights movement actually proved to us that it took some time, but we managed to do it anyway. And how we got certain laws are passed, like the Voting Acts of 1963 was passed, and the vote, and also, the ban, to end discrimination, and job workplaces was also banned, but we still got a ways to go. So I encourage you all to still keep marching and stuff like that. I mean, the civil rights movement proved that we can change, and so have the gay and lesbian, liberation march also happened. Oh my God, they're so noisy back there. Excuse that. I have noisy neighbors and stuff like that. It's so crazy over here. So yeah. Anyways, tell me what y'all think about this episode. And I'm Queen Oceania, and I am out of here. Bye. Peace and love, y'all.